Ready. Football in Focus, tee up indoors on Battleground, home of Davis Trucks, home of some good golfers here this evening, doing some golf work. We've had Bryant Roche, James Summers, we've had Christian Brown, we got Enad Haddad with us now. Talking some Carolina Panthers football, talking football in general, football season. You said there's a game tonight. Who is playing tonight?
The Falcons and Buccaneers.
Interesting matchup. Baker Mayfield's been
very good.
Some good numbers.
Very good.
Sam Darnold's been in the Hall of Fame this week.
Very good.
It's crazy. All these former Carolina Panthers, when they leave the Panthers.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? Is there any explanation? There's no explanation, is there? It can't be. Can't be an explanation.
Maybe dysfunction.
Dysfunctional with the Panthers at the
when
time.
you had those two guys at one time and could not.
Boy, so crazy.
Could not make it work, and then you trade your first-round pick, which ends up being Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Had a bad flashback
and then you
today.
take Bryce Young.
Bad flashback today. I'm thinking about it because I'm always thinking about the quarterback situation with the Panthers. You got Andy Dalton there now. Got me flashing back today. I said, I remember when Cam Newton was with the Panthers. The first time, it's like Ricky Steamboat was great first time wrestling. When you make the comeback, it's a little different. Cam Newton comes back. Remember when he first came back? Oh, it was great, great. Then remember 2 or 3 weeks later, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we don't see that same kind of thing happen with Andy Dalton. His first game back was great. Second game back was good. Had the interception. He can't be faulted for that. His arm got hit. But do you think Andy Dalton stays consistent with the Panthers and he's going to get the job done?
I think he'll be consistent, but I think it'll revert back to the mean. I think we see his body of work, and he's a very solid pro. He can run the offense, very efficient, and make the calls and stuff like that. Something that Bryce Young probably had trouble with his start last year and losing your head coach.
Wasn't ready, yeah.
Well, you lose your head coach.
Frank Reich.
Probably have some bad habits from the line being so bad. And I think after 2 games, it was more about the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is so bad that we can't lose the locker room per se.
Right. That's a good point. And you think about it too. The offensive line this year, to me, seems much better than it was last year. I think some of
they made some improvements.
Those acquisitions they got, those new players they brought in for the offensive line, have made a difference. And people they're not household name guys, but they're getting the job done. And since we're not calling out their names, that might be a good thing since we're not hearing their names. The kid from State's playing better too. The big offensive line from State. Zicky, whatever his name is.
Yeah, and Xavier Leggett, first-round pick.
Number 17 out of South Carolina.
Yeah, he scored, had, I think, 6 for 66.
He's looking pretty good.
Thielen got hurt in the game before, so I think you'll see this guy take off.
Leggett?
Yeah, I think he's the alpha receiver there with Deontay Johnson.
Johnson is really impressive.
Yeah, but I think in the end you'll see Leggett elevate higher at some point, maybe this year or next.
They've got a couple other guys, too, looking better, too, at receiver.
Jonathan Mingo.
Mingo could be a good receiver, yeah.
Ole Miss.
Very good target, yeah.
Very good in-between guy. Kind of Anquan Bolden type guy.
Who else do you think can add to this team?
Sanders, the rookie tight end from Texas.
Not the Miles Sanders, but the other Sanders.
I think it's Javion.
The guy out of Texas. I want to see that running back Brooks out of Texas whenever he gets well.
So he can come off IR, but they're going to wait a little bit longer.
I feel like they can.
So, but Chuba Hubbard has done well.
Hubbard has done very well.
Even Miles Sanders has done good in limited time.
It looks like his game is fitting better this year. His game did not fit at all. I thought Miles Sanders should have been gone for the first couple of games, put him on a bus, send him back to Philadelphia, but he's looked much better this year.
Well, they paid him a lot of money, so they're going to have to stick with it. But I think
Yeah.
Brooks could take you even farther, but there's no rush there.
If Brooks can take you further than Hubbard can, because Hubbard runs with so much determination, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's good. Very good, very good. Losing Derek Brown and Shaq Thompson, that really kicks you in the rear end too, but how do you overcome those losses?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Maybe collectively as with scheming.
This Shy Tuttle, man, this guy's out of like North Davidson High School, local guy. He hasn't shown me anything yet.
Yeah.
I mean, is Shy? What's going on here? I don't know. He's injured now, but I don't know about his value as worth.
What year is he in now?
Second year.
Second year.
With the Panthers, yeah. He's been in the pros longer, but second year with the Panthers.
Sometimes it takes time to transition.
Yeah. But I don't know if he's going to see a lot of playing time being on the injured list right now.
I'll tell you,
I'll tell you the guy they lost. If I had all the money in the world, my little nephew always says this. He's older now. He used to be little. He's one of the saying, if I had $1 trillion, I would do this. If I had $1 trillion, I would go get Frankie Louvu and bring him right back.
Yeah.
The first guy bring back Frankie Louvu. I'd go get him and bring him back. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to, because that guy was so inspirational and so good. This new guy they got came in. His last name starts with a J, the linebacker. You probably know his name.
I don't know.
Yeah. He's played pretty well, but he's no Frankie Louvu. I miss that guy a lot.
I think a lot of people are having trouble, young guys that transfer so much from the transfer portal. picking up.
So you think that's kind of
schemes and
carrying
learning.
over what's happening in the pros?
Yeah, I
then?
heard Mike Tannenbaum talk about that, how a lot of quarterbacks get in the transfer portal, and then when they get to the pros, they might struggle a little bit because they haven't really been through adversity. It's like, let me go here,
I can
per
change
se,
it.
or stay in the same system.
So they're not finishing up anything. They just keep changing. They're not finishing.
No, because if you think the offensive production, I think in week 1 there was I guess in the first few weeks there's 4 300-yard games or something like this in the first 3 weeks, and normally there's like 15.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
that is a big difference.
the production is way down. You might have heard Tom Brady talk about how the development is not
How you like
there.
his talk so far?
He's gotten better.
Gotten better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Greg Olson's still with Fox. He's like on the number
he's
2
well,
team
too.
now.
I think he's pretty good too.
That Moose Johnson, former player for the Cowboys, he's been overlooked over the
He's
years.
he's pretty
very good.
I will
Yeah.
take him too.
He was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back to the Panthers this week.
He's no Don Trumpy though.
Yeah, Bob Trumpy.
Bob Trumpy.
Bob Trumpy was
Former
very good.
punter.
Oh yeah. And Chris Collinsworth, former wide receiver too.
He's very good, I think.
Well, Collinsworth, they're trying to replace him though. They're trying to move him out. Maybe bring Olsen over. That's what I've heard is a possibility. But Panthers this week got the Bears, right? What's that going to be like? Going to the Bears, I guess.
It's an interesting game because Caleb Williams is there, which was the Panthers' first-round pick, and then
And with the
Bryce
trade,
Young is not
yeah.
even playing, so I think that's the subplot there.
Big value there for them.
I think where is that game in Chicago? I
I
think
believe, yeah.
that's going to be a tough game. I think that would be a big win for the Panthers, just emotionally and with everything that's happened to
Well, how well is
to win that game.
How well is DJ Moore doing these days for the Bears?
He's doing okay. He's doing pretty good. Chicago Bears have some line trouble,
Offensive.
but every week Caleb Williams has gotten better.
What about drop a name in, local name? Keenan Allen is not doing quite as much. I think he's starting to scale back a little bit. He had the injury.
He was back last week. I think he had
3 catches for 30
yards.
Yeah.
I think he'll help. I was watching some film on him, and he's still getting the separation and all that.
Is he still wearing the lucky number 13 with the Bears?
Yeah.
You know? Okay, that's a good thing. I always like to see that. Keep that the same. So the Panthers and Bears, edge goes to who?
I would say the Bears at home. They have a good defense, and it would be big for the Panthers to win to avoid some of the kind of narratives of, hey, they traded all this away and they don't even have that. I think it would be big for them to win.
That's still going to be a lot of talk going in, and
Yeah.
they still bring that up. That would definitely silence it for a little while.
Yeah.
I know you like the old days, too, the old day football players. Back 85, had a defensive lineman on the Bears team. Now he's got ALS, Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yeah.
Bad
Number
shape.
76.
Bad shape.
Did he go to Clemson?
He went to Texas.
Texas,
Texas
okay.
Longhorn, yeah. And also was a WCW
Richard Dent.
wrestler, too. Oh, yeah, Richard Dent, big Richard Dent, yeah. But Mongo McMichael in bad shape right now. I think he
Yeah.
weighs maybe about 80 pounds.
Was he accepted into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he was in the Hall of Fame
And
this
so
past.
I saw the phone call.
They put the video calling to his home there. Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, they put the jacket on him too. It was very big.
Jeff Fisher.
Yep, Jeff Fisher, former coach. Yeah, some good stuff. But Mongo McMichael in bad shape. What about the Panthers as far as what's going to happen the rest of the year? I've got written down here with Andy Dalton on board. They may go as well as maybe 6-11. With Bryce Young, they would have been lucky to go 2-15. What do you think they're going to do right now?
I think if Dalton stays in there, they could do that. But the question is do they want to?
Yeah, the question is, before you finish answering your own question, the question is, for the future, are they looking to bring Andy Dalton in for a while, and are they going to drop him back down and try to come back to Bryce Young again? Is that part of some kind of grand scheme down the road? Are they going to bring Bryce Young back in again? What do you think?
Well, what was interesting is that the coach didn't even say anything about that. He didn't say we're taking a timeout. We're going to work on some things and bring him back, which I think said a lot.
They should have done that the first game last year.
Yeah, I think this is a bad look, but either they have moved on and are going to trade him, or they're going to wait until later in the season and then reinsert him. So I think that's going to be the story of the
If they ever reinsert him, it better be under some
year.
really.
It's unprecedented to do what they did. It's never been done.
Wow, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So if they bring him back in again, it may be unprecedented as far as the permanent seat license.
I mean, any
people.
number one pick, Jamarcus Russell, any of those guys, they were never treated this way.
What about Ryan Leaf back in the day?
He has actually matured and
I heard he's doing okay for himself.
does a lot on TV and realized how immature he
He
was.
was considered one of the biggest busts of all time, though, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. back
I
in the
think
day.
Jamarcus Russell's considered the
He was
biggest
a big
one.
dude, though. Jamarcus Russell was a big man, a heavy-set guy, right?
I think with Ryan Leaf, the Colts were going to meet with him and Manning. They met with Manning, and Ryan Leaf didn't show up, and so that kind of helped make the decision.
Worked out pretty good for them.
Yeah,
Wow. So the Panthers have a chance to still be a decent team this year. What do you think?
I think they can be competitive. I believe in the coach. He helped Baker Mayfield last
right.
year, and he helped revive
Geno Smith of Seattle, too, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just very curious he was supposed to be the one to help Bryce Young, and
It didn't work out.
maybe he saw this in preseason and said enough is enough. Maybe it was about the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Maybe the owner told him to do it.
If
I don't know.
If they'd have stuck with Bryce Young, they couldn't have stuck with him too much longer anyway. They made the move at the right time. Should have maybe made it sooner, but at least they made it in time to maybe save the season, possibly. When they sat
I don't
Bryce Young
think
down.
they'll make the playoffs, so you could
What about their division right now? Atlanta Falcons are looking strong. Tampa Bay's still strong.
The Saints are good.
Saints are good.
Yeah.
That's a tough division right now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Any chance they could stir things up in there?
I don't think so.
There'll be a lot of divisional losses then.
I think so. I think you're looking at a top 5 pick.
Wow. So Baker Mayfield with
And they
Tampa
still
Bay.
have traded away their second pick to
Kirk
the
Cousins
Bears.
with the Falcons, right?
The Bears own their second round pick.
Yeah, they own
Still.
It's like selling a lease
It's
on
a
your
pretty
life.
bad situation. I mean, they say if you miss on a quarterback in the first round, it could set you back 5 years like
At
this.
least.
At least.
So Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay, Kirk Cousins, Atlanta, and Carr with the Saints.
Saints, yeah.
I think the best chance to overtake one of those guys right now might be Carr. But Carr has really done well coming from the Raiders. I guess he came from the Raiders to the
Yeah.
Saints. And I thought Derek Carr, David Carr, I never thought either one of the Carrs have a very long pro career.
No, he surprised me
Yeah.
to stick around this long. But I think Baker Mayfield's one of the best quarterbacks now.
He's looking really good, no doubt
And
about
I think
it.
coupled with Tampa Bay's coach, who's a defensive mind, is a good combination.
What about Canales of the Panthers coach? They got the right guy running the show right now? Do you
I think so.
Think he'll
I
be
don't
up-
know about this, which is to be determined, but
Right.
I really like him, and he seems to be part of the new generation of.
The guy who I thought they had a chance with. and
I don't know if he might be a better coordinator, though. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
He doesn't come across as a strong personality.
The one guy I thought they should have kept, it seemed like he had kind of got the guys' attention and the players really loved playing for him, was that Steve Wilkes. When he was there,
Absolutely.
the defense loved him.
Yeah.
He was a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
I think he would have kept him around a little bit longer, could have been a good thing.
Yeah, they could have kept him the next year, but
My dream team would have been if I could have had Frank Reich as my offensive, as the head coach in
Yeah.
name, but run the offense, and if I could have kept Steve Wilkes around. It's just so hard to keep those coaches around. If you fire a guy as a head coach, he wants to get out of there. He wants to come back and be your coordinator. He don't want to stay with the team in that capacity, does he? Can you keep a guy around after he's been fired as your head coach?
no.
Just don't work.
No.
So teams, you probably rank
That'd be like getting divorced and saying your
well.
ex-husband was a good chef. Can we keep him around?
Sometimes they do the separation and they stay together for a while before they actually break the house down. You know, they stay together for so much just to keep it together so they get all the details worked out.
Look, you got Jim Plunkett.
Right?
That's Sam Darnold right now. People have reinvented their careers.
Oh yeah.
So there's hope for Bryce Young. He's very smart. He processes well. He might not have the strongest arm. He is a little bit short, but he's stayed in the pocket a lot. Like that was a rough year to lose your head coach. So I think he just needs a reset.
Boy, if he did go somewhere else, I'd like to see what he does. Because all the other Panther quarterbacks on the left ones have had success.
Correct,
Yeah, it'd be
correct.
interesting.
Yeah, I think he'll stick around for 10 or 15 years just because.
In the league.
Yeah, because there's
Bryce
no
Young.
backup quarterbacks.
Right? So
I think at the least, Miami could use him.
yeah.
He could go back up Stafford and then take over.
It used to
something
be
like that.
with the injury thing for all players, just one injury away from you going in and taking over the next guy.
Correct.
Now with the concussions, you're just one quarterback away from you being
Yeah.
the next guy up.
Yeah.
Might be smart to carry 3 quarterbacks sometimes too, at least to keep that one special guy on the practice squad, on the taxi squad.
Yeah, I'm not ready to give up on Bryce Young. I think that he can reinvent himself. This could end up being a blessing for him.
We had one of the all-time great Guilford County quarterbacks in earlier. Did you see when he was in? James Summers was here.
Was he here?
CJ was here
Oh,
earlier.
okay, because I heard you say his name and I
Yeah,
didn't see
he
him.
was here. James was here. Has his little son here.
Yeah.
But James told an interesting
Page
story.
High School.
Page 16-0, 2011.
Did he go to NC State?
He went to East Carolina
East
after
Carolina.
Mississippi Junior College and Hargrave.
Oh,
Hargrave
okay.
1 year, then Mississippi Junior College, then on to East Carolina, then on to the Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals, among other teams.
Wow.
Told an
that's
interesting
right.
story though. He was teammates with this guy at one time, James Conner. Remember James Conner, the running back now with the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Anyway, James Conner had cancer at one time. So James Conner is home. And he's not home, he's in the hospital getting cancer treatment. He's in bad shape. Bad shape. He's laying in the hospital, he's ready to die. He said he was watching TV. He saw this football game on TV. Never seen this guy before in his life. You got James Summers running East Carolina's offense against Virginia Tech. And all of a sudden, James Summers leads East Carolina over Virginia Tech. James Conner's in the hospital bed. He said, oh my God, who is this guy? And this is unreal. He got out of the hospital. He got out of the bed, walked out of the hospital, said, I can make it. That inspired him so much.
Amazing.
And later they met each other, became best friends. They never seen each other before in their life. Wow story.
Wow.
Yeah, James Summers inspired James Conner.
When he was with Pittsburgh, he went through that.
Yeah, he went Pittsburgh Panthers. Exactly.
So let me ask you this question. Page quarterbacks, rank these three.
Okay.
Todd Ellis, Jeff Dunn, James Summers.
Okay, I'll rank.
Todd Ellis 1?
Let's see, James Summers 1.
Really?
Of course, he got a state championship. Well, I guess Ellis had one, but I still think James is a better overall player because James.
No, I'm talking about just playing, just skill-wise.
Skill-wise, James, because James could run and pass both, and plus he played defense. But say James 1. Who were the other two? Todd Ellis
and Jeff Dunn.
I'll probably go Ellis and Dunn. Dunn was very good. They played for Alabama back in the day. I'm gonna say
Todd Ellis to South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna say James 1 and Todd and Jeff tied for 2.
Okay.
There you go. How's that? Yeah. But I'll put James because James and I are almost like brothers. We're so close. We're such good friends. Because I had James on the old Football and Focus show at the Shane's Rib Shack back in the day.
I remember being there.
You were there at the probably. Yeah, he was there, and James came in. I said, James, you guys have a chance to win a championship. What's it going to take to win this thing? He said, we got it. We're taking this thing. It's no problem. We got it under control. I thought, boy, this kid's money. This kid's brash.
Yeah.
And to see some kids say some things sometimes, everything he said, he always backed it up. Everything he said. We'll see what happens. Paige has got Northwest. You'll be there tomorrow night, right?
I'll be there.
Yeah, homecoming, right?
Absolutely.
Will they do it during halftime, or are they going to do it on Saturday night, the recognition of the homecoming crew?
No, I think tomorrow.
During the game.
I'm not sure, but I know the kids are going out Saturday.
I know it sometimes prolongs the game when they have the halftime deal with the homecoming.
I'm going to have to keep my eye on the
Here's
baseball
what they
kids.
do. Here's what they do, because here's another thing they've done at Northwest, which is kind of interesting too. What they'll do on homecoming, they won't do theirs at halftime. They'll do this after the game's over, and people stick around and check it out, which is kind of a good thing. Because you want to leave, you're get on and go, you're gone. You want to stick around homecoming, stay around, check it out, your choice. So Northwest and Page tomorrow night. Who are you leaning toward?
Northwest.
Okay, by how much?
Enough.
Enough to win.
Yeah.
Just a W, that's it. NWG and a W for tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Page and Northwest, we'll have that game tomorrow night. We've had Enad Haddad with us this evening here on Football and Focus from the Teed Up Indoors on Battleground. And just checking the old Rolodex here right quick. How about that?
Now I got a nugget for you.
Okay. Look at that timing, though.
Absolutely
Hard to
good.
beat that.
So Pete Rose passed away.
Right.
My favorite player.
Right.
So in the in baseball baseball reference, you know how big they are. They went back and counted the games for Ty Cobb, and found out that there was 2 extra hits. They counted a game twice. MLB did. So there's actually the number was 2 hits less, but the MLB does not recognize that. So Pete Rose had 4.192, but Cobb only had 4.189.
Huh. So Pete Rose is the all-time leader.
Well, he is, but he did it sooner.
Okay, than people expected him to do.
Yeah, if he would have got 4.190, he would have broke the record, but they said he had to get to 4.192.
So he did more than he had to.
Yeah, there was a game by Ty Cobb that was counted twice, which gave him 2 extra hits. But the MLB does not recognize that. But Baseball Reference.
Yeah, I saw you had that on the Facebook. You had it circled there.
Yeah.
Looked like there was a bigger difference in the numbers than it actually showed on that.
Yeah,
page.
Joe Ferguson told me that.
Interesting. Well, I got my favorite Ty Cobb quote of all time. He always said this. He said, the batter's in charge of the plate, the pitcher must come to you.
That's right.
The batter owns that plate, Ty Cobb.
That's right.
Big time. But I respect him. Anything he says, I'll try to adhere to it, because if you don't, he'll kill you. So, excellent job.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you.
Covered that 15-minute, just beyond 15-minute time perfectly. We'll see everyone next week on Football and Focus, Teed Up Indoors. Thanks, Enad Haddad. Thanks to also tonight, James Summers, and also Christian Brown, and Bryant Roche from News and Record, and Don Moore, who runs the show for us. Thank you, Don. Good job you do. We'll see everyone again next week. Be sure to follow us at greensborosports.com.